Teddy Rubskin here, your Sega Genesis geek, and today I wanted to talk about 1980X. Right? Have you heard about this game? It's like an independent game that it was actually kickstarted like last year, right? And it just came out, and it sounded really cool to me, so I wanted to get it and play it and let you guys know if it's any cool, right? You know, because, I mean, it sounds like a nifty idea. It's described as an over-the-top arcade action meets coming-of-age drama, which is like, what? It's a weird concept, right? It's kind of like this, about this kid who goes to the arcade to escape, you know, the struggles of his daily life, right? And really, it's like 5 games that fit into a narrative, right? Like, you know, the arcade games that he plays are kind of incorporated into his life. But all of the games that he plays have a very Sega kind of feel. They're very Sega-centric kind of games, right? Like when you start up the game, the first game you play is a game called Beating Heart, which, honestly, it's like fucking Streets of Rage, man. It's totally like Streets of Rage. You know, the kid's wearing a hoodie, he's walking around beating up people. You know, you could say it's like Double Dragon, but man, it's totally Streets of Rage. And then he plays like this spaceship shooter game, which is totally Thunder Force, man. It's totally fucking Thunder Force. But it's called Out of the Void, you know. And then there's like this ninja game, right? This run around slashing shit ninja game, which is totally Shinobi. It's just like Shinobi, but they call it Shadow Play. I mean, look at the logo there, Shadow Play. That totally looks like fucking Shinobi. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then there's a racing game where you drive it around in a red car that's totally just like Outrun, except they call it Runaway, right? You got the run in there, like Outrun, Runaway, you know what I'm saying? Totally just like that. And then like the last game you play is called Kill Screen, right? And that game, that's totally just like Phantasy Star 2. You know, I mean, look at the way the fucking battles are set up in Phantasy Star 2. It looks very similar to that. You got the grid in the background, right? Plus there's parts where you're like moving through these hallways. It's a lot like fucking, you know, the first Phantasy Star Master System. It's very Sega-centric, right? That's why I was attracted to this game. And it's pretty cool, you know. It's got a very cool style. You know, it's got that kind of, you know, retro wave feel. You know, the music is totally retro in the game. The graphics are totally like, they got that 16-bit edge. It's really cool, but that is kind of the thing. It's totally 16-bit and not necessarily 8-bit. Because, I mean, the game's called 1980X, and a lot of references in the game is like supposed to be the 1980s, you know, but it's not the 1980s. It should be 1990X, honestly, because, you know, Sega Genesis, which is where most of these games are from, that's totally 1990s, man. That's totally 1990s and not 1980s. So they didn't exactly hit, it's not exactly nail on the head. They didn't exactly nail it, as it was, because it's not 1980s, but I understand they wanted to go back to the 80s where the arcade was king, right? But, you know, it's totally got a cool 16-bit feel. I really like it. I mean, the games are definitely the star of the show. But the problem is that you can kind of play through this game in like an hour, right? You don't really get enough time to play each of the fucking games, you know. You know, the ninja game is a lot of fun. I kind of wish it was longer, right? The racing game is cool, but you only play through a couple, to do just a little bit. You only play through like one level of each of these games. I really wish there was more to it. But that's the thing. It makes you want more. But this game's going to be episodic, right? This is only the first game. And the game ends with to be continued. Like there's going to be more. Well, great. I would love to have more. There's not enough here. There needs to be more, right? I want more. Which is nice to say, but honestly, I wish there was more. There really should be more to this game, because like an hour or so of gameplay is not really enough, you know. And to be honest, while the narrative parts, the story with the kid, you know, and what's going on with his life is nice, you know, that's what makes the game Well, that's what makes the game. It makes it different, and that's what makes the game. That's why it is, you know, what it is. But those parts are kind of like, they kind of drag, and it doesn't necessarily incorporate the game into the story so much, right? I mean, there's a girl he likes at school. He talks about how she's like free in a way he'll never be. Like, she's got a car, and you see her drive away, and then that goes into like the driving sequence, right?
Free in a way I could still only dream of.
And then in the, like, you know, the role-playing game, you know, Kill Screen, which is like Phantasy Star, in that part, you like fight a final boss, right, which is this fucking face, right? You gotta fight the final boss, but you cannot defeat the final boss. The final boss will defeat you, and there's no way around that. But that's like part of the story. I guess it's supposed to be kind of like the kid fighting with his mom, right? He's fighting with his mom, and that's what kind of way it's expressed as a video game, where he's fighting his face. It's interesting, but, you know, I kind of want to see where this goes. I want to see the next game in the 1980X series. And who knows, maybe the next game will be 1990X, right? Because what else are they going to call it? 1980X 2? Or 1980X Chapter 2? Or, I don't know. But, yeah. It was an interesting game, interesting looking game, so I got it and I played it, you know. So I'll let you guys know if it's any cool or not, right? So, I think it's pretty cool, but, you know, it will let you know what it is exactly, so when you get it, you're not too disappointed. Because it is, yeah, you could pretty much play through this game in like an hour. And, yeah, I don't know, that's really all I have to say about that. But, yeah, I don't know. If you guys played it, you know, let me know what you think in the comments below. And until fucking next time, keep it fucking real.